behavior and how it would be a big burden, and that there would be some of the Rishi that would be stuck in serious compassion mode that would just have to take care of these people while the rest went on to do the battles.
Wow. Clif, we are so close to all of these things. And
almost taste it, can't you?
Yes, you can. I mean, you almost look in the newspaper for signs, but the signs are all there.
Yeah.
Which, of course, they have to be, because some people say, like this young man who I told you about, his mother was on the show, she said her son says it's not 2012, it's 2010 because we screwed up on our counting system.
We didn't screw up, it was changed.
Okay.
And we know about that because of the deliberations that
really?
the people made around Caesar at the time, where there were a couple of people that were killed for bringing back the wrong answer. They wanted a specific arrangement to occur such that in the year 2000, the year 2000 actually came about when Sirius was at its highest peak. And so they backdated it. They said, this is what we want it to be, so count back 2,000 years and tell us what year it would be now.
Yeah.
And so they adjusted it by 7 years.
Wow. Do you think, well, you just answered it. You do think, then, that our time schedule is off, and it's not 2012, but 2010.
That's certainly when the Kali Yuga kicks over.
Yeah.
And there's always been disagreement as to when the Mayan calendar synced up, because they've been trying to align them on astrological things, and there is some level of debate. And there's 2 or 3 various different... In fact, there's so many people offering link-ups between our current calendar and the Mayan calendar that when you get into the literature, they now have the initials of the originator of that system to tell you which system you're looking at. So there is no real clear sync-up between 2012 and the end of the Mayan calendar. It very well could also coincidentally end up at the Kali Yuga end in 2010.
Which would make sense, wouldn't it?
It would.
Oh, golly. What do you think will portend when this time comes about? You know, it's only a little over 4 years, Clif.
I think we're in it now. I think we're seeing it now. I mean, rumors aside, Category 5 hurricanes are awful rare.
Yes, they are.
And if it's going to build and we're going to see more and more of this and be under greater and greater stress, bearing in mind that part of this whole process, if you will, is emotionally based and is intended to... If you go into the mythos, one of the things that some of the space aliens are all hot on is the way in which humans experience emotions. And it's because we have this incredible capacity to experience emotion at a level that other beings do not, that makes us unique, as well as the ability to obtain enlightenment. And that's what really pisses off the uber mind of the little gray guys, because it can see enlightenment, it just can't reach it. The reason it can't reach it is because whereas the individual human can shed the attachment to the corpus, imagine being a mind trapped with millions of bodies. You'd never be able to get loose from any of them, so to speak, right?
Wow. Yeah. Define for me, for all of us then, Clif, what your concept of enlightenment is, using all the knowledge that you have, too, obviously, but describe what enlightenment is and can be.
Enlightenment, in a definition, would be the continuous experience of reality.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, most of us never experience reality.
At all, yeah.
At all, ever in our lives. And we're born with blinders on and die that way without ever grasping and seeing reality. When you see reality and you get close to, and I won't try and duplicate others' words, there's many people that have described it far better than I ever could, Patanjali or the people that write about Vipassana meditation, or even the Taoists with their more flowery language. But when you see reality and you get a taste of it, you say, aha, I've seen a bit of enlightenment, and I've experienced certain things. When you get to the point where perhaps you're, say, I'm gonna grant myself a status here of an adept,
okay,
not a master, but somebody who's got a few skills. And so I've gotten a little taste of it, and there's a few things I'm aware of and a few things I can do. But of course, the mere fact that you can do any of these, say, superhuman power kind of things, then lends huge credence to all of them. wouldn't you say, right? If somebody could turn
Absolutely.
invisible, and turning invisible was, say, one of 20 different powers that were available when you reached enlightenment, then it would give credence to the other 19.
Absolutely. Because if one's right, they're all right.
Correct.
Yep.
And so, having experienced a certain taste of some of this, like you did, directly, having someone externally salt your vibrations through their vibration alone, and you experienced it in the phenomenal corporeal world, then you know there's things moving in areas that the current ethos would deny.
Right.
Because bear in mind, that's the big deal here. Not only did those three religions arise in the valley of the Nile, but their big deal is a lot of denial.
Very
I mean,
good.
I'm not picking on Christians.
No,
I don't want Christians to think I'm anti-Christian or anti-Muslim or anti-Jew. I'm very seriously against people that don't apply critical thinking. One of the things that really annoys me about religion is that almost everybody accepts the religion of their father and doesn't critically analyze it before accepting it.
That's right. You know,
but I'm just a hard case.
Well,
in any event, when you experience reality like that, and you're continuously walking around in it, then you have the power to do those things that would appear to have existed in the New Testament, for instance.
Right.
Heal the sick and so on.
Sure. Well, there's an Indian saint over in India now called Sai Baba who has done all of it.
Yeah.
And
see, I've experienced some of it in the sense that I've gotten to the point where I've cured eczema in my own body. Now, that's a 20-year disease that was on me and supposedly has no cure, and I didn't use any drugs. I found the spot in my mind where it existed, saw its shape, and changed it.
Excellent. Excellent. I like that. Yes, sir.
I've done the same with rheumatoid arthritis, or arthritis, you know.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. When I was a kid, I used to stutter. And I stuttered so much I couldn't get a sentence out. And I say cure. I'm not sure if cure is the proper terminology, but I got rid of it at 12 years old. And I've never had it again. Around the same age, I'd playing outside or doing whatever a 12-year-old kid does. And I noticed that I had body odor. Cliff, I was aghast.
Yeah.
And I went through the same process. And I said, and I gave myself an absolute directive, and I said, I will never have body odor again. And do you know, in my whole life, I've never used deodorant. And
I don't either.
And I have no body odor.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it for a number of reasons, but and my wife will frequently tell me, "Hey, you stink. Go have a shower." But no, I won't use it because of the aluminum salts.
Okay, yeah.
But that's a different reason. But entirely, no, I understand what you're saying. You can alter such things because they're entirely a perceptual, phenomenal effect of a vibration. And of course, then curiously, I mean, now that you brought it up, one of the things about enlightenment is that supposedly people that reach it continuously smell like lotus blossom.
Oh, okay. Paramahansa Yogananda.
Correct. And also you start looking at some of the other things, aromatherapy, and how senses, or how the smell interacts with the five senses.
Absolutely. Because it's all vibration.
Correct.
Yeah. So whether...
And that's, to a certain extent, that really brings us back to the web bots. What I'm seeking is a finer degree of vibration and an aggregate that tells me how all of these people are feeling at an emotional level that we then translate into our model, apply to words, and come out with this vague sort of, fuzzy picture tube or picture of the future.
Interesting. One way of looking at it is that we were talking about the Greys and the Borg, and yet what the WebBot is doing is taking that concept of the subconscious expression from people who are into these 60+ million sites that you go to, and you're coming up with an aggregate of ideas, of fears, of even projections into what might or will be happening in the future, and you're tapping into it. You're amazing, my friend. You really are.
No, I'm just lucky. I mean,
you're
let's be real
crap.
clear about this. Buckminster Fuller, all of these people have arrived at the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I know. They're all dead.
Vibration. I don't even know what my next thought is going to be. So when I come up with one of these thoughts, I literally pull it out of the air. So I'm not claiming ownership, just merely doing something with it. and that's as far as I'll go.
That's okay. Whatever, whatever makes you happy, brother. Because I stand back and look at the work that you've done and are doing, and it's awesome. It truly is, because even today, and you and I have had so many conversations on it, and I have thought about it, it is still beyond my understanding how you came up with this whole thing.
Well, see, I'm not claiming ownership. I was just sitting there one day, the thought floated by.
I know,
I grabbed it, I gnawed on it a little bit. It was kind of tasty, so I thought, well, let's play with it for a while.
Okay, now, one last thing. As you are getting into the new run, and each of the different, whatever you talk your weekly deal into.
We just call them sections or part 1 through 6, yeah.
I would like, if you're open for it, to have you come back on periodically and maybe give us an update as to what you're picking up, because my feeling, Clif, is that our time is becoming extremely critical. And
I agree.
And the more people can hear, the more people can understand and basically plan their lives, I think it's going to be just a tremendous benefit.
I think Universe is supporting you in that, and I would certainly agree, and I think the best time to do that would be like part 3 or part 4 when we're getting into that further out view.
Okay, wonderful.
So a couple of weeks from now.
Man, you're on. And tell everybody if it's still available, where they can sign up for this run.
Well, here's the deal on that. We've actually, since the last show, I said that anybody and everybody that signed up on the Half Past Human site for the new run, I would take 100% of that money minus the PayPal fee, and we've been giving it to Katrina relief. And so far, my wife has been very privileged to give away $870 towards that.
Oh, that's neat.
And that's the same deal. So anybody that wants to sign up can get this report, and 100% of the fee will go towards Katrina relief.
Oh, that's neat, Clif. God bless
you. And just go to halfpasthuman.com and bumble around, and you'll find a thing there.
Man alive, I'll tell you, you're a special guy, and I do thank you for myself and for everybody.
I think of myself as a small mini Rishi. I'm getting there, but I mean, I know some people that would blow you away. They'll never talk to you, but you'd really enjoy it if they would. I
know some, and you're right, they won't.
Yes, it's kind of funny. And at some point, I'm afraid I'll get to that stage, but let's get what we can out while we can.
Yeah, because they are not interested in proving or showing anybody what they know or what they can do.
Right, and apparently the universe has me at this particular time in a role where I'm supposed to say things such that some people will hear.
Wonderful. Clif, thanks so much, friend. You take care.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Everybody, that was Clif Webbot. What an outstanding guy. I mean, Mary, I saw yours and then some other questions for Clif, and I did not see them until now, so I apologize, everybody. But Mary says, I've been hearing a lot about Black December. Does he have a clue? Mary, you should have been hearing Clif for the past 2 or 3 times he's been on. They are projecting, and I hope that's the right word, an event in the beginning of December, a very powerful event. Anyway, friends, my gosh, I got to thank Clif. What an interesting guy, fantastic guy, and the knowledge that he has, and the areas that he is, outstanding. We're so lucky to have Clif as open to us and being on the show as he is.